Hey y'all, my name is Yelly and I'm here to give y'all my review of Secure the Bag Prop Firm. I'm not really on YouTube like that, and I don't do video edits. My storytelling, it'd be a little bit like choppy here and there, so try to follow along and I'm gonna see if I can add in clips of what I'm talking about as I go through the story. And I'm gonna try to make the video short. So just a little bit of background about me. I started trading with IML like so many people do in January 2019. I stayed with them for like 9 or 10 months, and then I realized like this not it. I'd rather trade independently, and so that's what I did. It was a journey up and down. Of course, it's forex, it's day trading. Like that's what you're gonna get out of anybody's story. In 2020, I took the FTMO challenge. I was definitely not ready for it. Like this how inexperienced and crazy I was. I took the challenge 6 times within 6 weeks, kept failing, kept throwing money back in, and it just got to the point like, look, you need to sit down, chill, figure out your discipline, or you gonna keep just throwing money away essentially. Fast forward to 2023. So I had an account. I'm not sure how much I started with, but the account got down to like $50 something, and I ended up growing it to around $500, a little bit over $500. I'm not sure how long it took for me to grow it. It wasn't a long amount of time. Hopefully I could show the dates and the screenshots when I added. And so like right after I grew that account to $500, that's when Swaggy C dropped his videos explaining like I'm dropping a prop firm. You know, he did the whole 2-part drop or whatever, and when he dropped it, I'm like, damn, like I was just in my head thinking like I'm way more prepared for this. I'm gonna join that when he dropped it. I think it was 170 or something for the 10K challenge. So I had it already in my head, like as soon as it's available to be purchased, I'm gonna just do that challenge because I'm way more prepared than I was in 2020. Now when you're doing challenges, you're doing prop firms or really doing anything, you need to read the FAQs, you need to read reviews, you need to read all that. Now I couldn't read reviews with this because it was brand new. Like when I purchased it, it was brand new. Nobody had experienced it, so it was no reviews for me to go off of. So anyway, sorry y'all, my lips is chapped. So anyway, I did the part 1 of the challenge. I did a 10K account. So you had to grow your account by 10%. You couldn't do a maximum of 5% loss. Actually, let me just pull up the numbers because my memory is terrible. Yeah, so the maximum daily loss was 5%, the maximum account loss was 10%, and the profit target was also 10%. And when I took it, the rules, it looked like they've updated. When I took it, the first part of the challenge, you had to pass it within 35 days. So I took it up to day 28, and that's when I finally passed. Now passing was a challenge, so I would say maybe around day 20-ish, give or take, I had got my profits up to like $940, $950 in that range. And my TP was like a little bit further than what my profits was. Somehow in my brain I was tweaking. Don't judge me, do what you want. In my head, I don't know how, sometimes I mix up money with time. So you know how it's like 60 seconds in a minute, but it takes 100 pennies to get to $1. Sometimes I think about the 60 for time as in a 60 for money. So I'm thinking like I just need a little bit more, like, and I'm gonna hit the profit target and I'm gonna be done. So I moved my TPs up, and it closed me out with $958 profit. And I'm in my head like, oh my god, like I'm $2 away. This is crazy as hell. I should have never moved my TP, because price kept going. I was in the sale, I think. Price kept going down to where my original TP was, but I had moved it so close that it closed and profits out. So I started over trading with that, like revenge trading a little bit with that. I think I lost $200, and then by day 28 I eventually passed the challenge. Cool. During this time I wasn't using huge loss. I think my loss was like 0.5 to 0.7, give or take. And again, I'm gonna try to post a screenshot so we can see. Then after that, I get to part two. Part two, you just got to make profits of 5%. That's the profit target. Still daily loss 5%, and I think the overall loss of the account is still 10%. So you get a lot of leeway. I think part two, you had 60 days initially to pass it. I passed it within like 2 weeks. So cool. Like, I'm excited as hell, mind you, because in the past I had failed fucking 6 challenges, like back to back. And you know, my forex journey has been up and down, up and down. So I was just really excited, like, oh my god, I'm finally a funded trader. Like, this is amazing. I'm gonna try to put that video in as well. I was excited as hell. I was talking to my sis, because she trades with me, like, since IML. She's been trading with me. Like, we were just so geeked. I was so happy. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna have this bigger account to trade from, which of course means more profits. Let's go. So after you pass everything, you have to go through the verification, which they just verify your ID, your address, things like that. And then you sign the contract, basically saying you're a funded trader, following all their rules, woo, this and that. Cool. Did that. Account got verified. All right, now I'm trading on a funded account. I'm excited as hell. So I think with the funded account, it took me 2 weeks to build up some profits in order to get a withdrawal. So when you get your first withdrawal, you're gonna get your fee, like whatever you paid to do the challenge, you're gonna get that refunded. And then I joined in the period where you get 96 for profit split. So I had 96 profits. So I think my profits was like $2,040. They took their 4%. Well, my profits was maybe like 1,000 something, because they took their 4%, and then I also had the refund with it. So I got a total, I want to say 2,000 or 1,000 now, 1,900 or something like that. Cool. So I'm like, I got my first withdrawal. Like, this finna be nice as hell, because my whole goal was to start to make just withdraw the same amount that I'm making from my 9 to 5, excuse me, with this funded account, and I'll be in the fucking game. Like, so happy, so satisfied with that. And I would just scale it up as I go along. So I remember I'm laying down in the morning, just woke up, ain't even got out the bed, I'm just laying down looking at the charts, looking at my phone. I'm in profits. I don't know the amount of profits that I was in. I'm in profits. My profits less than what they were earlier that morning, I think the previous day, but I'm still in profit nonetheless. So I'm just on my phone, scrolling through social media, chilling, just chilling. I get a notification from Gmail, your account has been breached. There's got to be an error. The fuck? What are you talking about? I'm still in profits. I'm looking at the profits as we speak. I instantly emailed support. I'm like, look, I don't know if it's a glitch in the system, what's going on, like, what's happening? Why is my account saying that it's breached and I'm still in profits? So they emailed me back like, ma'am, I understand why you could be frustrated. A lot of traders are blah, blah, blah. But you have breached the account. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, my drawdown was not 5%. What are you talking about? I'm circling my profits. I'm sending them screenshots. I'm doing everything. Come to find out, drawdown, what I think is not drawdown in their terms. And so here's my review overall. First of all, I've been following Swaggy C, I think, since 2020. And I know he's not the only owner. I know he has partners within the security bag prop firm. But he's the face, essentially. And so I've been following him since 2020. Like, I love him. My trading has gotten better from following his videos, on top of things that I previously knew and just practice, of course. I love how he goes hard for the people, how he's built his family up. Like, love him. Great. 10 out of 10. Just as far as like what he gives to the forex community, I love it. But I feel like how it was marketed as like this was made for traders, like we're not like these other prop firms. We know, because it's coming from a trader, we know how the trading industry is, we know this and that. And the rule that I'm about to read, like, that just really turned me off to the prop firm specifically, and I was just like, I don't know. So boom, and again, I'm gonna try to insert clips but I'm gonna read this from my laptop right now. So drawdown, what you would think is like, let's say, just to keep numbers clean, let's say you had a 10K account and you can't have a 5% drawdown. That means you can't have a drawdown of $500. So that would be like your account getting at 9,500 or below, or you out, like you done, you breached the account. That's what I'm thinking. That's what 5% drawdown in my head, and since I've known about trading and learned about trading, that's what drawdown has meant in my head. But on here, 5% drawdown, this is getting kind of long, I'm trying to hurry up. 5% drawdown, it says your max daily loss or drawdown will be limited to 5% of either your previous day's ending balance or equity. So what that means is essentially, this is counting the profits at the end of your amount at the end of the day for your balance, as in all closed trades, or your balance at your equity, as in open trades, including your old trades. So for an example, let's say you have a 10K account, right? And you have floating profits of $600. And y'all know gold closes at 4 o'clock. I'm in Central Time. So it closes at 4 o'clock Central Time and it opens up at 5 o'clock Central Time. So if you have a floating profits of $600 at 4 o'clock Central Time, when the market opens back up at 5 o'clock, now your base that you can breach is $10,100, $500 from what your floating profits were. And hopefully I'm not making that confusing. So you had a 10K account, you have floating profits of $600. You essentially can't get to floating profits of $100 or it'll be breached. And I really don't like that. So when I finally understood what they were saying, mind you, I didn't read what they meant by drawdown, which is a mistake on my end, because I'm just thinking we all traders, this was made for traders, we know what drawdown is. I didn't read it and I'm like, what the fuck? And so for me, that just makes me feel like my trading psychology is gonna be messed up, because now I'm over worrying about, damn, what's my profit, what's my balance or my equity at 4 o'clock. All right, now I gotta go off that. Now I gotta do this other math in my head. And you don't even trade like that in real life. Like, if I put a real 10K in the account, I'm not losing unless I go below that 10K. Whether I make $2,000 and lose the $2,000, whether I make 10 more thousand and lose that 10,000, if I'm still hitting that 10,000, I'm at break even, because this is what I started with. I don't go into drawdown until it's negative below that 10,000. I don't go into drawdown unless my openings are negative from that 10,000. And so that just made me feel like this is gonna fuck up my trading psychology, which psychology is the majority of trading, as we all know. It's gonna make me worry more. It's gonna make me not trade with how I've been working on getting my trading to be. And I just really didn't like it. So I had took a break from it for maybe like a month. Like, I came to terms, okay, like, it is what it is. I was very happy with the fact that I had passed, and mind you, it just must have been by some luck that I was even able to pass 2 challenges and get a withdrawal without even knowing that rule. I'm like, God was probably trying to show me that you can do this type shit. So after that, I was just kind of like, I accepted what it was because it's their rules. I signed it and I should have read it before moving forward. But that really turned me off. So I took like a month away. And then I'm like, because I initially always had the mindset of like, prop firm is going to be to pour back into my own personal account and just trade off my own shit. So I started looking into other prop firms, because I'm like, I don't like that shit. Like, I ain't with it. I'm gonna look into other prop firms. And upon doing that, I learned like, you're not even trading on real accounts. All of this is simulated trading. So I don't know. I didn't look as deep into it as I should to answer what I'm about to say. I don't know if they're just paying you from the profits that they're getting from everybody paying for these challenges. I don't really know how it works. Is any trades being taken in a real account? Like, do the prop firms have real accounts and they put some traders trades actually through? I don't really like how that works. So that also caught me off guard, because it's just like, what the fuck? And it made me feel like this is just not a good business model that I want to be putting my money into. That just turned me off. And then going through other looking at other prop firms, it was like the rules would change with each stage. So the rules that you need for passing the challenge would be different from when you have a funded account. Things that you can do on a, maybe I just said this, sorry, things that you can do on a during the challenge you can't do on your funded account. And also the rules for the challenge and the funded account are going to be different from what you set up for yourself, at least for myself, doing my own personal account. Because again, I'm thinking like this rule is going to change how I think about and how I approach my trades. I felt like it would have made me babysit more, which would have, of course, fuck up my psychology. So I just really didn't like that. I did end up doing a second challenge with Secure the Bag, because I'm like, okay, I could still, like, let me just try to follow these rules and maybe still use these withdrawals to pour into my own account. I ended up failing that, which I really didn't feel no type of way about, but I just took that as like, I did these prop firms, I tried it, and I'm just gonna grow my own account. I know that I can do it. It's gonna take time regardless whether it's prop firm funded or your personal account. But that's what I took from it. And then now, as we all know, my forex funds is going through this whole shit, which I haven't looked into. I just know that they on pause or something. And it's just like, especially with these prop firms, like if anything happened with them and they froze all trading or froze all funds, it's like, excuse me, what are you gonna do? You just gonna be ass out while they ass out. And I don't like that. And don't get me wrong, it's a risk even with your personal accounts. Different brokers, especially if you unregulated, even problems with regulated brokers. But it turned me off to prop firms. Don't get me wrong, the idea of using these funds to fund your personal account, or just using the funds because you have a bigger account that you can trade from, so it's of course going to yield bigger profits. It's a great idea. It's just not for me. And again, this is no diss to Swaggy C. Like, I love him as a trader. He helped me so much within my journey. I've recommended so many people to watch his page on their trading journey. I just don't like how it was marketed as if like he's a trader, this is coming from a trader, this is for the traders. And that rule specifically is something that would mess with traders' psychology. So yeah, that's my review. And I would just say, if you're gonna do a prop firm, or if you're doing anything that's pertaining to your forex and trading and money and investments, always know exactly what you're getting into. Read the FAQs. It's like hella articles on Secure the Bag. Read all of those before you sign up and pay your money. Whether you're doing another prop firm, read all of those. It should be reviews out by now. Read those and get a good sense of what you're getting into. That way you won't be shocked when anything happens. And just know that none of it is secure. It might give you better setups as far as, again, being able to trade with a bigger account, but none of it is secure. So again, my name is Yelly. I don't know if I'm gonna be making more forex content or not. I don't really want to go into teaching or doing anything like that. If I do make more videos, it'll be more so for documentation purposes. Peace. Sign out.